This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today that you will consider this like a vitamin and a mineral for your mind and heart. And wherever you receive podcasts, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, leave a rating and a brief written review. And if you'd like to get on my calendar for me to give you a call to see about the possibility of us working together, go to drronblake.com/call, drronblake/call, and you'll get on my calendar and I will give you a call and we'll see what the possibilities are. I want to talk to you about how do you know you're making progress, and not just making progress, but how do you know you're becoming more productive? In other words, are you becoming productivity progressing? Are you really progressing in the area of productivity? Let's look at a few things along those lines. The first tip I'm going to give you on how to become more productive and to make progress with your productivity may be counterintuitive, and that is, I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to exercise. This past year was a rather stressful and difficult year for my wife and I. We faced in just a few short months some really serious situations that brought a lot of stress. And though I have been exercising regularly for a little while now, I kind of came to a declaration during that time with my wife. I'm not so sure what exercise helps me with the most, whether it is my physical body or if it helps me with my spirit and my mind and my emotions. There's just something about exercise that helps you have a more positive attitude, makes you feel encouraged. When I would leave, I just felt more optimistic, even though there were some major challenges in my life. And so one of the things that I believe has helped to make me more productive and to really progress in the area of productivity is taking care of my physical body and exercising and moving around. You really, really need to move. Your body was meant to be in motion and to take care of it. And the interesting thing I think you will discover if you're not doing this is that once you begin to exercise, when you begin to really make movement and begin to move around and do some things to keep yourself fit, it affects your spirit, your mind, your attitude, your feelings, and so it's really powerful, and it is a powerful productivity hack, and that is taking care of yourself physically. One of my favorite techniques, the second thing that I want to mention about how to be more productive and to make progress is, do you follow the Pomodoro technique? Do you really realize, and have you thought about all of the things that you do in a given day and what effect does it actually have? And that is, the Pomodoro is a timer. I kind of have married the Pomodoro technique with the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle says that 20% of your action brings 80% of your results. And you can apply that over lots of things. And so one of the areas of doing the Pomodoro technique, which is nothing more than using a timer, is find out what those crucial activities that you should be doing and time yourself. I have an app that I use that is really, really helpful. It's called Be Focused. And I have the pro version. I have set it for 20 or 25 minute increments with a 5-minute break in which I walk around or use the restroom or just get a cup of coffee, whatever I need to do, because I really can focus very well in 20, 25 minute increments. I mean, I've gone as long as an hour. I've tried every little bit of help, and you'll have to find every bit of time to see what helps. But I found that 20 to 25 minutes of really concentrated focus helps me. And so I'm not talking about just timing to do the kinds of things that don't take a lot of energy, doesn't wear you out. I'm really talking about marrying the Pomodoro technique with doing those important items that really are going to produce results in your life. But I can't stress enough how I think your productivity will go up if you set a timer and really, really work with it. I just believe you really, really do. That leads me to my next one. I believe it's the third one. And that is your productivity will make real progress when you learn to focus. That, again, the Pomodoro, a timer. Now, you can use a kitchen timer. It doesn't have to be an app. You can use something that's already available in your home. You just need to set it and work on it. So, again, the Pomodoro, the timer, is really a great focus tip. One of the things that I do in my evening routine is I look over not only the day that I've just spent, but I look toward what's going to happen tomorrow with this idea in mind. What are the three most important things that I need to get done tomorrow? What are the tasks that's going to move me forward? What are the things that are going to help me to be as absolutely effective as I possibly can be and I need to be? And I write them down. Now, I always have more than three things that I need to accomplish on any given day, but I prioritize them, and I decide by prioritizing them, I say these three are so significant that I'll not go to bed tomorrow night until those three are done. And one of them has to be something that moves you toward your goal. I mean, you just really have to get used to that. Because here's the idea. If you set the really important things that you must do, if you're on the right path, you just need to keep going. You will get there. You will make progress, but you have to make sure you're doing the right things. And even though they are incremental, if you keep them consistent and you keep doing them, eventually they will lead to large results. These three most important tasks, MITs, help me keep focused that I'm going to stay on the right path. I'm not going to try this today and something else over here tomorrow, and maybe this idea will be a good thing to do someday. I'm going to focus on what's really important. And then the next thing I want to say under this focusing tip is, as you decide what are the three most important, before I go to bed tonight, I will make that decision and declaration, and I will number them 1, 2, and 3. In other words, the most important will be number 1. And here's one of the ways that I determine it. What of the three very important things, most important things that I need to get done tomorrow is the one that's going to take the most energy, maybe the one I feel almost some pushback and some resistance, but it really will move the ball forward. It will really help me ultimately get where I need to get. If I do so, I do it first. And by working on it first, I also work on it when I'm fresh and there are few distractions. I work on that one when I am either at full energy or near full energy, because it needs my best effort. And that's what I put as number 1, and I work on it until it's done. Oftentimes, I'm able to work on it at home during my morning routine before I even get to the office. There are many days that my office is on the road. It's in my car or wherever I happen to be that day. But one of the things that will help you and make you more productive, and you'll notice real progress in your productivity, is work on that first important thing first. The last focus tip that I want to give you today would be, it will really help you to focus to begin eliminating distractions. If there are things on your desk, if there are things in your office, if there are things in the space that you are using to get things done that you know is going to distract you, you're going to keep you from being totally focused, hide it, put it away, get rid of it, move it to another space, or move yourself to another space that is more distraction-free. More time seems to be wasted goofing around with the distractions of life as they come along. Now, the next thing is evaluate the day at the end of the day. Now, here's what happens. 52 weeks in a year is a long time to do the right thing every day, day in and day out. There are times in my life when my schedule is more heavy with meetings. There are also times in my schedule where I'm traveling and you get out of your routine. I want to tell you, and there are also times when you do get, no matter how often you eliminate distractions, you're still going to get distracted. Anyone who's never made a mistake, if you ever find a person who's never made a mistake, you are also finding someone who's never done anything. Just trying to get in the arena and get something done is going to involve distractions. There are going to be surprises along the way. There are going to be setbacks. There are going to be days when you're out of sync. There are going to be days that you're out of your routine. But at the end of the day, I evaluate the day. I get no kickbacks for this, but I've been using Brendon Burchard's journal, his planner. It is a marvelous tool because it builds in some questions to ask both in the morning. I've incorporated it into my morning routines this year, and it's working very effectively. Again, he doesn't know me. I've never met him, but I highly, highly recommend his planner. And the best part of it is in my evening routine, I've incorporated it in. It just asks me to evaluate the day. What am I most proud of what do I feel the best about that I've done today? Then, the other side of that, what maybe didn't get done. But what it does is there is something that just sort of puts your productivity into overdrive when you evaluate. I think one of the hidden gems that doesn't get done in most people's lives is they just continually run like a rat on a wheel doing a lot of stuff that really doesn't matter. But you have to do things, but then you have to evaluate. There are often times that I have put things on my calendar or put them on my to-do list, my task list, my 3 most important tasks that I thought were really the most important thing. And then after a few days of evaluating, and I'm realizing that really is not what I intended for it to be, and then you have the flexibility of changing. But that's only if you evaluate where you are and what you're doing. So write down what you've accomplished. That's what that planner of Burchard does for me. I'm able to write down what I've accomplished because oftentimes we're so focused on what we didn't get done, what we need to do, what needs to be fixed, that we fail to celebrate the wins, what we have done, what progress has been made, what are some real important things we have been able to get done. The fifth thing that I think will help you to be more productive and you'll see real progress in that area of life is to set deadlines. Now, there are many things that you and I are involved with that have automatically deadlines in them. If you're going to do your taxes, you have to have them mailed in by April 15th. The United States government sets the deadline for you. So what happens when I'm working on a project, if I don't set a deadline, it just goes on and on and on forever. And through attrition, I ignore it. So I am going through everything that I'm trying to accomplish. And even if I have to set up an artificial deadline, it forces me to get to work on it and to get it done. I'm a big believer that your productivity will increase if you set deadlines. The sixth one's going to be something that's also counterintuitive. It's okay to take a nap. Oftentimes I get up at 4 a.m. and if I'm going to have an evening meeting, I just have to confess, I have to take a 15, 20, 25-minute power nap in the middle of the afternoon, and it helps my productivity come right back up. Number 7, learn to say no. One of the hardest things if you're a people pleaser is you want to please people, obviously. It's the definition of that. And there'll be people asking you all sorts of things, and you and I have to find some sort of evaluative tool that literally says, is this something I should be involved with? Is this something really all that important that is a part of who I am and what I should be doing? Or do I just need to learn to say no? How I learned to say no was I lived with the pain too long of saying yes and then kicking myself afterward. So one of the ways you can become more productive is learning when and how to say no. One of the other areas that will make you more productive is you and I have to get comfortable with discomfort. We have to stop talking and we have to start doing. Success, I have found, oftentimes is a lousy teacher, but failure and setbacks is a great teacher. They are great teachers. So you're just going to have to, if a leader, you're going to have to be comfortable with discomfort. Quit talking about what you're doing, because after everything is said and done, a whole lot more said than is ever done. Stop just talking and start buckling down and getting things done. The last one I want to share to you with is, don't let other people set your agenda and force you into a box. You are your own unique person created by God to be just exactly you. Why don't you try some of these things and see if you don't agree that your productivity has gone up and really increased and you're making progress in productivity. You've been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today this has been like a vitamin and a mineral for your heart and mind. And wherever you receive podcasts, please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, leave a rating and a brief written review, and tell all of your friends. And if you'd like to get on my calendar, let's talk to see what the possibilities of me coming alongside and being a help to you. Go to drronblake.com/call. You'll get on my calendar and I'll give you a call. Remember, my leadership friend, you are doing better than you think you are. You really are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.